Okay, guys, I'm back. YouTube was making some funny stuff, so we can actually get started. We have already some people joining. Guys, you have to wait. Some people are not here, so we're gonna start like I don't have a timer, but it will be like less than 90 seconds. So before we start now, our speakers they're in Portugal, UK. Okay, guys, I'm back. YouTube was making Poland, and you guys have two speakers from Bulgaria. This is the first time ever, joining, guys. You have to wait. Always, usually it's just me, but we're gonna be I don't have a timer. Two of us here. Okay, guys, so it's 7 p.m. Bulgarian time, 9 a.m. US Standard Time, 5 p.m. Portugal and UK, and we're gonna start. So let me share my screen and we can kick it off. This will be our first webinar of the year. Okay, guys, do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. This is Nick Penev from hellotax, Extreme Power Brands and Scale. We're gonna kick off the year with a webinar, which has the following title: E-commerce Growth Plan 2024. We're gonna talk about mastering AI product development, compliance, brand analytics, and multi-channel growth. And before I start, I'm gonna tell you, I had a discussion with a partner this week, and he's managing a lot of big brands in the USA. And this is what one of his biggest brand told him: man, we need to go either international or we're going to change our agency. So going international, going multi-channel would be the trend this year, because a lot of you know that there is a slowdown. And here today are the speakers: Dorian Gorski, the founder of Keplo. He's going to review his new AI-driven product development tool. One of my closest partners, Xavier De La Cruz, who is a founder of Complizon. He's going to talk about product compliance, which is one of the biggest blockers about expanding to EU. Then Rob Prime, who is the co-founder of Mr. Prime, he's going to talk about brand analytics, and he's going to share a hack which almost won him the hack series of Kevin King, which is probably one of the most popular hack series in the Amazon space. And at the last, but not the least, it will be Georgi Damyanov. He's head of business development in Noverstock. He's going to talk about multi-channel growth, because if you're just selling on one channel, you need to change your mindset and you need to go multi-channel. But before that, let me introduce myself a little further. Like I said, I'm the co-founder of Extreme Power Brands and Scale. I'm the partnership manager of hellotax and also a partnership advisor of over 40 companies in the e-commerce space. I'm also a webinar host. I've hosted more than 200 webinars, and that's why we do those events, to actually share our insights, have experts in the industry to share their tips and hacks, so we can actually expand without any issues. And I've been fully remote since 22. It was long before it was cool. The goal for this year is to actually do 6 months in Portugal, where Xavier lives, and 6 months in Bulgaria. So let's see if this happens. Before we continue, I'm going to mention the gold sponsor of today's event. Those are Extreme Power Brands and Scale. Extreme Power Brands is a partnership with service agents and a network with over 1,000 companies. And Scale is a SaaS solution which helps e-commerce service providers and companies in general to grow through partnerships by doing referrals and introduction swaps. The giveaway from Extreme Power Brands is one partnership audit for free, worth $1,000 US. And the giveaway number 2 from Scale is to actually sign up and test out for free. Once you sign up, we're going to tell you how you can actually claim your free month. Also, I'm going to mention our silver sponsor. This is the expansion to EU blueprint by hellotax and our partnership squad. What we do here is the following: we have all-in-one expansion to our blueprint. We're going to do a marketing research for you guys. We're going to do an audit. We're going to tell you if you should even bother going to Europe. Then we're going to preparing a blueprint, which is outlining all the necessary steps and how you can do that and how much it's going to cost. Marketing research, VAT, product compliance, logistics, and localization and translation. And the giveaways that you're going to get if you enroll in the program are over 3,000 per brand. And here are some of the partners that are actually helping out with that. Complizon, Xavier is taking care of the product compliance, and there's a few other companies here. And our last sponsor of today's event is Dorian. They're our content partner. They're creating all the content for our events and our sessions. They're an award-winning creative service company for Amazon sellers that design product infographics, EBC images, and videos, and they're giving away free complete sets of EBC images for free, worth $600. Of course, we're recording the webinar, we're streaming live on YouTube, so if you have to leave, don't worry about it. We're going to send the recording tomorrow. If you have any questions, put them in the chat or the Q&A session, and we're going to answer them either in between sessions or at the end of the show. And now I'm going to talk briefly about what is the expansion to your blueprint and why you should bother about that. And then I'm going to give the stage to my guest today, and they're going details about what they're doing. So a lot of people don't know, but Europe is a huge market. I mean, there's 450 million new customers who are here. Those are people over 18. Europe has the highest average order value, which a lot of people don't know. Europe has like 3 million e-commerce brands compared to 9 million over over 9 million in the USA, which is 3 times less competitors in the Europe. And actually the market is still very early. One thing that a lot of companies don't know is that only 2% of US Amazon brands and sellers are also selling on Amazon Pan-EU. So 98% of your competitors are not even in Europe. So when you go to Europe, you're actually transforming your brand from a local one to a global one. Of course, the market is fragmented, but that's why we offer the blueprint, so we can actually do the market entry. Like I said, if your competitors are not doing that, you're going to take them over. So don't wait and take the advantage and do that. And of course, the last but not the least, you're going to be ordering more stock, and you can actually benefit from bigger volume sourcing. So let's move ahead with our speakers today. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to talk about. First, it will be Dorian Gorski. He's going to talk about your creativity unlocked, mastering Amazon product design with AI. This is the first time I hear somebody using AI to do product development. So I'm actually be like you and attending to see what he's going to review. Then after that, Xavier is going to talk about one of the unsexy topics. But guess what, guys? You have no choice. You're not going to sell in Europe if you don't comply with that. So the topic for him is import product compliance deadlines for e-commerce brands operating in the EU in 2024. After that, Rob is going to share his hack using AI with Amazon reporting for fast insights. And last but not the least, like I said, Georgi Damyanov, he's going to talk about how to handle your multi-channel e-commerce business with ease. And this is very important because, like I said, multi-channel and international. And of course, at the end, we're going to have the Q&A session, guys. So I'm done, amigos. Now, Dorian, the stage is all yours. You're the first guy who is going to talk about AI product development. So thank you for joining. Introduce briefly yourself. I know you have a cool story, and tell us more about Keplo and what you've built and what you're announcing today, by the way.
Awesome. So my name is Dorian Gorski. I've been in the Amazon space for 11 years, working as a creative director. I think I've launched and helped to launch over 3,000 products by now. And the past few months and the past year, I guess, maybe like most of people around the world, I was mesmerized by what's happening with the AI world. I started using it, and I thought, okay, if .com happened again, what would I do? I would jump into it straight away. So that's what I did with Keplo. I basically developed tools that I thought would be useful for myself first, and then I thought, here's an idea. Maybe some other people will want to use it. So we've developed Keplo. We currently run in beta. And hopefully we'll see if people find it interesting. So let me just share my screen and we can dive into it. Okay. Cool. Can you see my presentation? All right. So first of all, huge thank you to Nick for inviting me to this webinar. He told me I have 10 minutes, so I need to hurry. So today I want to talk about something that I wanted to do for many years, and that is to make you all more creative and courageous. And I will show you how I came up with a product and brand idea in just 34 minutes. But what makes this workflow different probably from all the AI creative workflows you have seen so far is the fact that it's all based on data, and not just any data, Amazon specific and product specific. But first, I want to start with this quote. And I think a lot of businesses I've seen in our space are failing because all they hear is to be different or to differentiate. But being different doesn't actually mean you're better. And it's very easy to be different, but very difficult to be better. And you might recognize this guy who said it, John Ive from Apple. And I also love this guy, James Dyson, 5,127 prototypes. And most people thought his ideas are ridiculous and too expensive to make. Or Sarah Blake's story, with no formal training, she reimagined pantyhose, giving birth to Spanx. And her journey is a statement to innovation, born from necessity, sheer will, and just experimentation. So you need to shift your mindset in order to be successful. And as a brand owner, the question you need to ask yourself is not how well am I managing, but what am I actually creating? So today, to help you move the needle in the right direction, we'll focus on 3 crucial steps: discover, define, and ideate. So when it comes to discovery, it's all about understanding your customers through real data, not assumptions. And Keplo excels in gathering and organizing vast amounts of information to clearly define who is the target audience and how they use the product. When it comes to defining, identify the essential product features and customer needs. Seek innovation, not just mere differentiation. Strive to be better in every single aspect. And when it comes to ideation, and we all know this, AI's fearlessness and unbiased imagination can really spark ideas beyond your wildest dreams sometimes. And it's not perfect. And as a creative director with 11 years of running projects, I always tell my team, give me 100 bad ideas, and in those, I'll find one that's great. And here's a quick breakdown of Keplo capabilities. We're running it on fine-tuned GPT 3.5 Turbo, starts at $49 per month, and it comes with 3 creative GPT co-pilots. So let's start with our case study and with our Keplo discovery process. So let's kick off with a simple search. I simply look for my keyword and sort it by sales. I just want to know which products are most popular, sell the most, and then I visually assess the type of product I want to go after. So let's take a look at the next step, which is Keplo gathering all the important information about your product or group of products that you're after. Here I have decided to pick a category of sports water bottles. And I can tell that most of people that buy in it are male. There's mentions of friend, husband. The main usage patterns seem to be gym workouts, other ones, outdoor running, hiking, but not so prominent. What people like about it, style is the design. I can quickly scroll to see the corresponding reviews for that specific analysis. Cons, which are the most interesting: breaks easily. It's too small, prone to leaking, lid issues, and few other things that people complain about. And Keplo gives you actually product improvement ideas in the analysis, and it's all based on the usage patterns. It's all based on the on all the analysis. And you can start, ideating, and here in Keplo, it also gives you ideas around content plan as well. So you can start preparing kind of like what would be the ideal product and content around it. So let's jump to our case study, Carbon Core. And truth be told, I am not sure if a brand like this exists. But I've made it on Monday this week, and it only took me 34 minutes. So I apologize if this is someone's brand or name. And I should not make all decisions for you. So I want to be really clear with that, especially the important ones. So things like problem solution statement, I would write myself, and I urge you to do the same. But do it after you consume all the analysis, all the data. So here the problem is gym goers often struggle with fragile, leaky plastic bottles, etc. The solution will be to introduce a more durable, leak-proof bottle for the target audience. And the great thing about Keplo in the UI, we have actually developed dev books, which we call them dev books. And so you can actually take notes and write things on the go. And you can forget about those ugly spreadsheets or documents all over the place. It's all integrated within our app, and you can basically write, share, and download all of this. So let's define the product a bit more. And what we will use for this is our product co-pilot GPT. So we have trained the Copilot on tons of data around product development processes and data analysis. The only thing you really need to do is just to drop your Keplo research, give it a bit more information if you want to, and our Copilot will guide you in the process of defining the product improvement opportunities even further. So here's a summary of a 5-minute exchange just with the product Copilot based on the analysis that we've made. The new product is a lightweight, ultra-durable companion for your workouts, designed with ergonomic handle for comfortable grip. And I'm going to dive into each feature separately because the Copilot broke it down. So here's the thing. Why not carbon fiber? Probably thousands of reasons why not, but let's stick with it. This crazy idea and see where it will get us. It kind of makes sense if you read the benefits. You know, it's really lightweight and it's really strong. Low thermal expansions. It's eco-friendly even because it has a longer life cycle. Larger capacity and handle for gym folks. So that makes sense, right? Comfortable and secure grip. And this one surprised me. So Keplo Copilot insisted that the product should have a protein powder compartment somewhere. The image that it created is a bit weird, but the fact that it just gave me the idea to put a protein powder compartment somewhere in the bottle. So the other thing is, if it has a protein powder compartment feature, it asked me to create a large mouth opening for that product also, for the easy filling and cleaning. And the last one, which I love the most, is the reinforced lid idea. I was not sure where I was trying to go with this one, but it made a lot of sense after just 2 minutes of looking at it, and I'll show you how. So now we can jump into ideation. And here, your job is to take the ideas further and refine them. And here I'm using an app called Krea, and I'll be giving a full training to those joining Keplo in the coming weeks. But the simple goal of this is just to bypass sketching if you don't know how to sketch, and just quickly mock up and refine your product idea. And boom, in a matter of a few minutes, we have our initial idea of Carbon Core, insanely durable water bottle for gym freaks. It features carbon fiber material, a large capacity, a large handle with a rubber grip, large mouth, a bottom compartment for your protein powder, and you can see on the right-hand side, the lid feature. Now it makes sense. It could work like a kettle, some sort of mechanism to keep your lid always closed when not in use, or quick access to drink quickly in the gym. And I mean, what a great idea. And the thing is, it's crazy, but you take this, you go to your manufacturer and see, okay, actually, what can we do with it? You know, this will probably be very expensive to make, but I don't know, go on Amazon, see if there's anything similar to this. Probably not, but you can take some of these features and start working on those. And now the other thing we can do is to come up quickly with branding direction. This part sellers get wrong because you start with the products, not the brand first. So similar to previous Copilot, you just drop your research with relevant additional information, and Keplo GPT will quickly ideate on some brand strategy. So you can see it's just guiding me through some ideas and providing with some images. So boom, we have our mission statement, we have a target audience defined, some sort of logo idea, not great, but you know, there's a direction, brand colors, typography, and last but not least, we also have a content Copilot. Drop your research, and it will focus on providing you with content plan and image direction. It's so good because the content it creates speaks directly to the audience. And now you can use Canva just to make some very simple mock-ups, nothing complicated. And you can see, guys, like, here's a quick idea. And it only took me 34 minutes. Now, if you work 50 hours a week, that is just 1% of your time spent on ideation and creativity, and it's really fun. And here's a quick summary of the process, so you can take a screenshot of that if you want. And I just want to say, start with curiosity. We are all designers. Ideas are cheap, powered by AI and data, and fueled by your emotional intelligence. Make it your habit and innovate. And you probably have heard this. AI will not replace humans, but humans who use AI will replace those who don't. And please pay attention to this quick discussion I had with one of my favorite founders, Danny from Ototo. You might not hear the sound, I'm not sure, but maybe you can read the captions. If you could send one message to Amazon sellers and one tip for 2024 to be more successful? What would you say?
I would say invest in the early process, on the ideation, brainstorming, understand your consumer needs before you go ahead with a new product. And I bet it will be a great secret sauce for your brand.
So I know most of you are not creative, but you don't have to be anymore. The worst you can do is to wait to get good at something. So perfectionism doesn't actually advance anything. Sorry. So we're launching beta now. Starts $49 a month. You can go to Keplo.com and register. And please share this with your friends and everyone, because it will help us to launch and give you awesome features that you can, play with. Thank you. That's me. Add me on LinkedIn. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks, Dorian. Actually, a very good presentation. I like the quote, you're not going to be replaced by AI, but by humans who are using AI. And even though everybody thinks that AI is hot and some people think that it's late, it's not late. A lot of people are not using that or not even using that. But Rob is going to share some secrets for that later on. But before that, we're going to go to our unsexy topic of the day. But sexy or not, once Dorian helps you to develop a product, you want to sell the product. And then you need to have product compliance. And Xavier is doing all that. I'll let him introduce himself because he's a close partner of mine. We're helping together to bring companies to EU, but he's going to share all the things that I don't know as well. So thanks, Xavier. Tell us more about you and what you guys are doing at Complizon. And thanks for coming.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. And then thank you for having me here. I'm Xavier. I'm the founder of Complizon. We are a sort of boutique UK and EU product compliance consultancy. I'll give you a little background about myself. I've been in the e-commerce space for the last 10 years, consulting for brands directly and also service providers, agencies, aggregators, internationally. I've got extensive experience with the UK and EU product compliance landscape. And I set up Complizon at the end of 2022 because I realized that it was quite challenging to find a good partner in the compliance space, especially for brands trying to enter the UK and EU markets. And that's why Complizon exists. The topic of my presentation today is deadlines, product compliance deadlines for e-commerce brands selling in the UK and EU in 2024. I put together top three most important deadlines. Let's just start from the first one. It's the UK Food Business Operator Address Requirement. Came into force in January 1st, 2024. The end of the Amazon's EU Responsible Person Service, which is coming into effect March 31st, 2024. And the EU General Product Safety Regulation, which comes in at the end of the year, December 13th. So let's just hop into the first one, the UK Food Business Operator Address Requirement. So essentially, if you are selling food, prepackaged food, beverages, and food supplements, and your business is not based in the UK, you must have a UK Food Business Operator address on your packaging. This is a legal requirement. An EU address is no longer accepted now due to Brexit. So let me just summarize here. Anything prepackaged foods, any beverages, and any food dietary supplements fall under this requirement, and it applies to all non-UK based companies selling in the UK. We're finding now that even shipments from the EU, EU food business operators sending their products into the UK are being rejected by customs because they haven't met this requirement. So it's crucial that you get this in place as soon as possible. Obviously, we at Complizon can help you with that, and we provide this as a service. So yeah, get in touch if you do sell these type of goods. The next very important deadline for all Amazon sellers operating in the EU is the end of Amazon's Responsible Person Service. Now, this was a very great initiative that Amazon offered in 2021 that allowed all non-EU based businesses selling in the EU that sell CE marked goods to use Amazon as the responsible person. So you didn't have to worry about that. You didn't have to have an EU company or appoint an EU legal entity. Amazon would allow you to add their address to your packaging and act as your responsible person in the EU. The compliance landscape is changing significantly in 2024, and Amazon have decided to end this service, which is kind of a blow to a lot of businesses, and it will leave a lot of businesses.
How AI read.
It's leaving a lot of businesses without a responsible person, and it will result in products potentially being removed from EU marketplaces if they do not get a new responsible person appointed. So this is very crucial. What it impacts all CE marked products. So think electronics, think children's toys, PPE, sunglasses, medical devices. Those are all covered under this. And if you do sell these goods in the EU on Amazon and you don't have a responsible person, you will need to appoint a new responsible person by March 31st. What will be required of you will be to update your product packaging with your new responsible person and also submit this information to Amazon on the Amazon compliance dashboard. And as I touched on earlier, if you do not appoint a new responsible person and you don't upload this information before the deadline of March 31st this year, Amazon will remove your ASINs from the marketplace until you can provide proof of a new responsible person and proof of compliant products. The third and sort of most important, I believe, deadline is the new general product safety regulation coming into force in December 13th of this year. This applies to essentially every consumer good entering the EU that isn't covered by existing regulations. So if your product is CE marked, that already has a whole set of host of regulations which are already covered. This will apply to general goods. Think arts and crafts, think ornaments, think cooking, cutlery. You will be required to appoint a responsible person for these products. And also there's a whole host of labeling requirements that are necessary to be updated on your product packaging to ensure full compliance with this new regulation. We're in a transition phase right now, and we're already seeing goods being rejected at EU border posts, even though this isn't fully in law yet. I think all the EU border posts are gearing up for this new regulation to come into law. So it's good to get on top of this as soon as possible. To summarize, the products impacted are consumer goods that are not covered by existing regulations. So as I touched on earlier, cookware, hobby items, arts, products, ornaments, clothing. What's required of you as a business that's not based in the EU is you must appoint and display an EU responsible person address on your packaging and the physical item, if applicable. All products must have full translations on the labeling, including safety instructions and how to use guides in languages determined by the EU country in which the goods are sold. Obviously, if you're on Amazon on pan-EU, we're talking the EU4, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. In addition to this, the ramping up traceability requirements. So all your goods must have a batch number or a serial number. So goods can be traced in the event of any safety recalls or investigations down the line. So how we can help at Complizon is, these regulatory changes are daunting. It can be overwhelming, especially if you are a US-based seller. I feel like the EU can be quite a scary place when it comes to compliance. But we're here to guide and support you through these transitions and through any future developments in product compliance in the UK and EU. We're here to simplify compliance. We can become your responsible person in less than 48 hours and help you navigate the complexities of whichever product you are selling. We provide the expertise and support that you need to ensure that your e-commerce business not only complies with the regulations, but also thrives when you launch in these markets. So to conclude, the new compliance developments in 2024 present both challenges and opportunities for e-commerce brands operating in the UK and EU. Embracing these challenges is essential for maintaining market access, ensuring consumer safety, and building consumer trust. Proactive compliance is not just about meeting regulatory requirements, it's a strategic investment in the future of your brand. So we encourage you to begin preparing now and leveraging resources like us at Complizon to navigate these changes smoothly and successfully. In addition, as close partners with hellotax and Nick, we can provide you a 15% discount on all services rendered at Complizon just by quoting hellotax. Thank you for listening to this unsexy presentation about product compliance. My contact information is there, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you.
Okay, Xavier, I think you did it very unsexy, man. But people need to listen. You know, they're not gonna be able to say. Just one question from me. Somebody's
Sure.
gonna say, okay, what if I don't do the compliance? Can I sell on Amazon? What is the short answer?
Typically, no. In 2024, by the end of the year, it's no. If you don't look into your compliance, I can guarantee you, most likely goods will be rejected at customs. Rejected at customs, and even Amazon will remove your ASIN for failure to provide supporting compliance documentation and evidence.
Okay, thanks, man. So let me see. I think there was a question for you. Okay, that's from Christopher Vitus. Oh, I'm not sure if you pronounce Christopher. Can you be the responsible person yourself?
If you have if you are established in either the UK or EU, yes, you can.
Okay, so thanks, Xavier. You know, you guys are very quick. You're sharing, very good tips. So guys, listen to that. If you like it, you're gonna have the recording, so we're gonna cut the webinar into sessions. But now we're gonna talk for something, different. The next speaker is Rob Prime, and he's gonna share his hack with AI. So Rob, Xavier, can you stop sharing so Rob can take the
sorry,
stage?
just bringing up the window
Sure.
here.
Sure. Hi there. So, yeah, my name's Robert and I run MrPrime.com. I've been in e-commerce for 25 years now and sold over 15 businesses, not sure how many, but 2 of them were solely Amazon-based, a lot of e-commerce, Shopify websites and so forth. And yeah, started MrPrime.com about 18 months ago, and we help sellers, scale and grow, but strategically. And that's the plan. So what I want to show you today is I'm going to try and show you live. So I don't have slides, but I want to just try and show you a little bit live of how we use AI, in the business. So I'm trying to make tools in the business that, that I can use like day to day, that work with sites, that, Seller Central, that work with AI as well. And just to speed things up and to give myself insights that would be harder to get if I was, basically trying to do it manually. So let me share my screen and show you what I'm talking about. So the first one is basically brand analytics. So I'm going to show you live what this looks like. Now, brand analytics, if you're not using it already, you definitely should be looking at it. And it's obviously for registered brands on Amazon. When you go here and you go down to brands and you go to brand analytics, you're going to see this screen coming up. And this is going to give you a lot of information about your brand, basically. Things like demographics, potential new customers, repeat customers, and they're always updating this as well. So there's quite a lot of information in here, total sales, etc. But I'm not going to get into all of that now. The part that I want to show you is actually the search analytics. So if you go here, this is your Amazon, this is your brand on Amazon, basically. So this is an example brand that I've got here. And effectively, this is your brand share. Now, there's a lot of confusing looking columns, but the ones that I personally focus a lot on are the, so you've got impressions, and then you've got clicks, and then along here, you've got search, you've got add to carts, and then at the end, you've got purchases. And the things that I look at are basically brand share. So the brand share percentage. So if we start off here, you can see this one, for example, would mean if I take Todd electric toothbrush, it would mean that we've got a brand share in terms of views of 3.81%. And that means that, for people typing that in, we get 3.81% of the impressions. At clicks, this goes up to 5.5. So it means that we're actually doing something right for this keyword in terms of desirability. It's being clicked more. So it's coming out of the search term, it's coming out of the search results well, which is good. And then after that, you move on to add to carts, is 5.52 again. So it's holding steady. It's nothing putting people off. And in the end, purchases 7.32%. So it's actually more desirable the more you go through the listing. And effectively, you can use this to analyze issues in any listing in terms of the funnel. So it either comes down to you're not getting enough impressions, first of all. So, this one, for example, 0.79% for toddler toothbrush. It's just not getting enough impressions at the moment, basically. So then you'd increase that. And again, you can see where you're losing them in the funnel. So this is really important. But basically, what I want to show you now, that's as a brand, is how I use this, a lot of this data, for each ASIN. So if we go to ASIN view, and we had a product, I'm just going to use one that I know of, and we had this, and you do reporting range, doesn't really matter. I do the most recent one most of the time, and you apply. Now, this is the particular ASIN. And again, same thing, funnels, impressions, clicks, basket ads, and so forth. But this is now specific to this keyword. So to this ASIN. So all of these keywords, my target shows me my brand share for each. And effectively, what I can then work out is, okay, where's it falling down? Where's it doing well? And the way you can use this data as well as for pay-per-click, things like that, for optimization, if you under optimize for keywords, perhaps it's putting people off, or perhaps you want to add high converting keywords that do particularly well in purchase percentages, you might want to add those into pay-per-click. Just before I get to the AI part of it, what you can also do is you can click into a particular keyword here when you get into the ASIN report, and you can now see all your competitors, the top ones here, and you can see what their impression share is and their click share. And what I found is it's very, very rare. It happens, but it's rare that a strong ASIN for a search term will actually have a higher impression share than click share. Because nearly always Amazon wants the top results for a keyword to be desirable clicks. So normally you'll see impression share will be lower, and it will go up to click share will be higher. So, and that just shows that it's a desirable search term, and that's why you're going to be ranked higher. So nearly always you're going to see a jump. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but I'd say like 95% of the time you're going to see one going up to the other. And that just means that people are clicking on it more. So it's desirable. And you can then go in and reverse engineer their listing and say, okay, this one got a big jump from impression share to click share. So this must be doing something right, etc., etc. But anyway, so there's a lot of valuable insight in that in optimization, and it's one of the most important things that that I do in that respect. But going back to this report, 1 second, should move this out of the way. So if I go back to this now, what you then do to get the actual data in a way that I can understand it, which obviously there's quite a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm looking at lots of accounts. I'll generate a download, and I'm going to download that data there. And this is where the AI part comes into it. So what I'll then do is I've got a script, which is a prompt that I wrote, and I've just set it up I want it to go in and I want it to tell me the high converting keywords that are high click-through rates, that have got good click-through rates, keywords that have got low click-through rates, keywords that are low converting, and keywords that get added to cart but don't necessarily get bought. And this is just a way of segmenting it. You can change these search volumes, just by changing the number, but I've just basically, put it in like this just for the purposes of this. What you then do is, this is the sort of clever bit, I guess, you go to ChatGPT, you go where you've got the search term thing here that you've just downloaded from Brand Analytics, and you just paste that script in, and you go as follows. And what it's going to do, it's now going to basically go through here, it's going to examine this CSV file, and it's going to pull out the things. And what it's also going to do is then going to give me an output file, and the output file is going to show me the buckets of keywords that segmented into how I want to see them. And again, you can play around with this. You can play around with the search, the volumes, and things like that. But effectively, it's going to say this is how it's segmenting them now. So high converting ones, 50% higher than the impression share, so we get a big jump, to sale from impression, and high click through, which we mentioned, which go from impression to click. Low click through ones that are not getting clicked much from the from the front end. So that means you've got to work on perhaps the title, listing, etc. Low converters, that could be a fault in the in your actual offering or in the way that it's presented. And indecisive buyers, people that add to cart. And effectively, what it's doing now is it's going to process the data. But just in case it didn't and it crashed, I prepared one earlier. So this is the output file that it will give in a moment. And again, here starts off high converters and search volume here. So I've made it go to a minimum search volume because I don't want every single search volume in there. Click share, so impression share here, and you see how it jumps up to click share. So these ones are high click shares, and then they get bought, the actual basket ads and so forth, they get purchased, a lot. So the purchase rate is a lot higher than the actual impression rate. So they're very desirable keywords. So these are ones that I could add to my pay-per-click, for example, and I could focus on ranking these. High click through, these are ones that are basically getting clicked a lot. So starts off small impressions, high amounts of clicks, very high clicks, which means that I'm doing something very much right in terms of, getting the click through rate. So I can then again, look at the funnel for these ones and see if I can, add those to PPC or increase the purchase rate. Low click-throughs, so these would be ones where I'm getting a lower impression, but it actually drops. So people aren't clicking off the listing. So again, you can go to your main image and have a look at how you might change that, how you might change the title, how you might change the overall offering, for these ones, and see if you can get these metrics increased. Low converters, so these are things that are potentially not converting well, for whatever reason. And again, you have to go in and identify them after that and say, well, maybe it's not relevant, maybe I'm not explaining this well enough, etc. And indecisive buyers, people that add to cart but are not finishing off and but not actually going on and purchasing. And so those are the ways that I then bucket those. And again, we give some to the PPC team to work on. We look at, we identify, where the breakdown is, and then we find, what our main target keywords is using the data around that. So that is the main thing here. That's the file that would download. So it works pretty much, pretty seamlessly. And that's how we, every account that I look at in the business, we do this with, because I find it so valuable. And then we can actually measure it. We can next week go back and look at it and see what changed, see how things increased, see how sales increased, etc. We can set up an experiment, with a test versus title, see how that affected the metrics and so forth. So very data driven. The only other thing I wanted to show you is just really with AI and ChatGPT 4 is basically just using it, trying to think of it as being creative. So I use this with reports for pay-per-click. I can upload pay-per-click reports and ask for trends, just by prompting it, just simply asking it questions, and it can, give me output files about trends on that. But I also use it for things like main images, ideas for that and so forth. So one of the things that we do is just upload something like this, which is actually just a screenshot. And it's a screenshot of just something like that, which could be, 4 products. And I've played around with this a lot, and it can actually read all the text. So you can do a smaller, shrink your screen down, do a smaller screenshot. It can read the text. It can tell you the keywords in each listing. It can tell you how to improve your main image, so, and effectively it can give you actually an image output of how you might want to improve your main image as well. So I could then ask it, please give me the top keywords that come up. So for example, if I wanted to go to kids electric toothbrush, for example, in Amazon, I could shrink it down, take the screenshot of the top 20 results, put them in there and ask for common keywords, and then ask it to write me the title. I can ask it for main image improvement ideas and so on. So it's just really getting creative with AI, and that's how you stumble across, some pretty useful stuff. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I hope it's not too technical. It's quite simple when you use it. And yeah, if anybody wants the SOP or the script or anything like that, then just drop me an email, rob@mrprime.com. Thanks.
Thanks, Rob. I've shared the emails from all the speakers today. You can actually email them right now if you need to go and do something. If not, we're gonna send the recording tomorrow. You're gonna be able to claim all this cool stuff. But right now we're gonna go to something which is not cool again. So we're gonna do cool, not cool, cool, cool. But guess what, man? Your wife, your partner, whoever, they don't care if you're cool or not, how much revenue you make. They care about how much profit you make. And if you want to make profit, you need to go multi-channel. And today, our guest, Georgi Damyanov, is going to talk about Noverstock and what they do and how it can help you go multi-channel. And thank you, Georgi. Thank you for being patient. But these guys are actually the fastest, the most reliable speakers I've ever had. Nobody followed the time limit so far. Usually we go 10 minutes past the hour. But thank you, everybody. So, Georgi, tell us more about you guys, what you do, and about Noverstock. And thanks for accepting to join and speak.
Thank you as well for inviting me. Hello, everyone. I will share my screen and show you a quick presentation. It will be very visual of what we do. And do you guys see the screen?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, wonderful. So yeah, once again, thank you, Nick, for organizing this event and for the opportunity to be here. So as announced, I am part of Noverstock. And in the next few minutes, I want to share some insights about how you can handle your multi-channel sales business with ease. So let's start with some statistics. And e-commerce, as we all know, is a trillion-dollar industry, and there are now billions of shoppers. And actually, the industry growth projections are very, very high as well for the next few years. And a big reason for that is the convenience factor for all the customers. I mean, I'm talking about the end customers. It's more convenient for them to make online purchases. But when you think about it, the online sellers, the convenience factor also applies to them because now they can sell multi-channel. They can have multiple stores. They can sell multiple marketplaces and platforms. They can do it in multiple countries. They can use multiple shipping carriers. They can work with different suppliers, multiple warehouses. They can work with local suppliers or not. And the business could look something like what I projected here on the slide, but it can be much more complex as well. So do you see how this can be problematic for a business at some point? Because every additional sales channel, it brings you more and more difficulties to run the business. And at one point, you lose track of what you're doing. You lose track of whether you're profitable, as Nick said. You lose track of if you're profitable, how and why are you profitable? And this is why we created Noverstock. So it's a multi-channel e-commerce platform. It sits at the heart of your business. It can help you control the business from one single centralized location. And you can do that with the power of automation and integrations. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. So in Noverstock, you will have all the marketplaces, online platforms, shipping carriers, fulfillment centers, suppliers, all the stakeholders for your business, they're already integrated. So you don't need to log into any other system to do all your work. So if you already are multi-channel and you're working with a lot of stakeholders, this is a way to control it. If you are about to be selling on multiple marketplaces or have multiple selling points, we can help you get there faster and more efficient. Now, just imagine you are having the day-to-day operations done automatically. There's no possibility of human error. It allows you to increase efficiency about 3 to 5 times. This is from data from the customers that we're serving right now. You can focus on profitability, emphasize how much the business is actually making, and the automation, it actually allows you to not remember any of your strategies. You can forget about the yellow post-it notes on your screen. So for some customers, we've decreased the order processing time to about 5 seconds per order. And the result of all of this, everything that I just described, the result is just increased profits and decreased costs. And I want to ask you, what more do you want from your business? Now, business owners can now focus on growing the business, actually, and they have 100% visibility in real time with our platform. So I'll show you some customer examples, some real case studies here. And I've chosen 2 businesses here. They started working with us in 2021. They tripled their sales in the last 3 years. And the graph shows the number of orders per year. So this is extraordinary because from 2021, since they started working with us, triple the sales, they didn't hire any additional employees. It's all done with Noverstock, with the automation that we provide. And a lot of you might say this is not impressive. These companies were already working and they had traction before they came to work with you guys. Okay, I'll show you an example of a company that started working with us so they were established in October 2021, and they had 11 orders for the whole year. So right now for 2023, they finished with more than 60,000 orders. I'm asking, that's not too bad, right? For those of you who are still not impressed, I have one more example. These are businesses that were established in 2023. So newly established businesses. You're looking at 2 companies. One of them started in March. The other one was established in June, and they finished the year with thousands of orders. Give me businesses that started the year and they started in the year and they finished with thousands of orders. That's extraordinary growth and success to me. So Noverstock actually helps many sellers fulfill their growth plans, and we do that with 8 modules. Now, for the orders, I already told you we reduced it to about 5 seconds per order, and think about the savings you're doing if you have thousands of orders per day, and even hundreds. So you can generate pick lists, pack lists, shipping labels. You can even handle the returns, which is a huge pain for some of the Amazon, especially the FBA people. Then we offer the automation. So this module, like, you can prioritize orders, you can reserve and reduce stock, assign shipping carriers, shipping services, calculate your profit automatically in real time. You don't have to wait for your accountant to tell you, like, draw the line and tell you you're profitable, you're not profitable, and where the profit is coming from. You have it all in real time here. In the product management section, we actually have product catalogs. We have simple, bundled, and variant products, bulk imports, exports, suppliers, relationship with those suppliers. That's very, very important for a business. Now, possibly one of our most popular modules is the inventory module, and it's one of our most requested. It's the most popular one, basically. And you can track the inventory. You can manage the warehouses. If you have multiple ones in different countries, it's really easy to manage them. You have a ledger of all the product movements, which is really important for business decisions, and some alerts like out of stock alerts. You can even do stock takes of your warehouses. We also take care of the purchase orders, create, manage, confirm purchase orders. You can receive stock, assign landing costs, a lot of different options here. Now, you can also manage the listings. You can control the pricing and stock levels from Noverstock. You can even do bulk updates. And I've been talking about profitability a lot. You can design different types of reports, not only for profitability, they can be custom reports, and you can track everything, returns and refunds if you want, do analysis like average cost per product, for example. And really anything that's important for the business, it can be done in a custom report. So I left out the calculator for last because it's truly the cherry on top of the cake. And, you know, I don't have time to go over the modules in detail, but the calculator is one that I really want to show to everyone because it will give you the most value for the audience today. It basically allows you to determine the optimal sales pricing strategy for your various marketplaces. Think about that. It's designed to stop you from selling at a loss. So if you are selling a product on Amazon, another product, the same product, you're selling it on eBay, you're selling it on Kaufland Marketplace, on your own website, you cannot use the same price, especially if you're selling it in different countries. You have different costs everywhere, and our calculator can show you what's the optimal sales price combined with your perfect and desired profit margin. So we can tell you what your sales price needs to be for that particular marketplace, for that particular sales point. And you do that for all your sales points as well. The QR code that I'm showing here is the Amazon Profit Calculator, because on our website, we actually made the Amazon Profit Calculator free. You can test it out. You can go on the website and the QR code will take you there directly. So for the Amazon people in the audience, take advantage of this. Go make your calculations. You can search by ASIN number. You can find out everything about a product and what your expected profitability will be. There's so many features and so much to be gained here. So for the Amazon people, use the QR code. For everyone else that's selling on other sales channels and marketplaces, you can contact me to give you some more information about the calculator for your particular use case. So I'm leaving the same QR code on the rest of the slides so everyone can actually take a snap and use it. But for everyone, I want to have a special offer. So risk-free in the beginning, which means a free trial and also a customer success manager to work with you on getting yourself on board with Noverstock. Because you've been guests in our audience today, I'd like to offer 50% off for the first 3 months for everyone that wants to work with the calculator or even work with Noverstock. You can either email me, very simple email, sales@noverstock.com, or go to the website and search for the try it for free button and just register yourself and see the capabilities of Noverstock. Now, this is, I said, for all the Amazon sellers. You can go on the website right now and test out the calculator. Trust me, a lot of value to be gained there. So with that said, thank you, everyone. Hopefully we'll see you on the other side.
Okay, man, not on the other side. They should be here. But very, very good presentation. Georgi, and don't go anywhere. Now we have two questions for you. We're gonna start the Q&A with you. So the first one is, what marketplaces Noverstock supports?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, on the other side, I meant like even after this webinar, we connect and communicate. Now, the marketplaces that we support are, first we started with the most popular ones, Amazon, eBay, Kaufland, eMag. Now the platforms, meaning where you can make a website, we have a lot of them, like WordPress, Shopify, CloudCar. Really, the list gets bigger and bigger because we have a very aggressive integration schedule and we have an integration team. So in the next 24 months, we will have 500 integrations, but the prioritization depends on the demand. So if anyone is interested for their particular use case, like how we can help them, just email me and we'll show you the list of marketplaces and let us know which one is important to you so we can basically prioritize and rearrange the agenda if needed.
Okay, thank you, Georgi. So just summarize now, if the market demands that, you guys are gonna build the integration. So another question from you, is the Noverstock tool only for the EU marketplaces and channels?
No, not at all. We have no geographical limitations. We actually serve the whole world. For example, when I say Amazon sellers, it can be someone selling on Amazon US, Amazon AE for the United Arab Emirates. It doesn't matter for us where you're located and where you are selling. And this is why it's the perfect multi-channel tool. So not only for EU, it's for everyone, no matter where you're located and where you're selling.
Okay, thanks, Georgi. And one question from me now, what is the percentage of the breakdown of the marketplace on which your clients are selling? I assume probably most of them sell on Amazon, right?
Yeah, the most popular ones, you're absolutely correct. Amazon being the most, but it's very subjective statistics because being multi-channel, a lot of our sellers are selling on, for example, 5 Amazon, 3 eBay marketplaces. They have 5 websites for, different countries where they're selling made in the local language, etc. So yeah, Amazon, eBay, Kaufland is really picking up speed, to tell you the truth. Kaufland marketplace, definitely everyone should check them out.
Yeah, actually, Kaufland are a partner of ours from the last year, so they help a lot of companies from China, of course, also from Eastern Europe to actually onboard them. But thanks, Dorian. Let's continue with the other question. So the first one is from Mei Chen. Is Keplo already available? I think you answered that, Dorian, but that's for you. So you said it's a beta now. Can people actually sign up? I think you said that, but please respond to that again.
Yeah, so if you go on Keplo.com, you can sign up and put your interest in beta. If we have free available spots, then we'll send you an invite. Otherwise, hold on tight. I think hopefully by the end of next month, we'll be able to launch.
Okay, thanks, Dorian. Next question. This is for, let me see. Okay, I think this is for Rob from Rajesh Patel. Can you help if I don't have ChatGPT 4? Yeah, I'm not sure. Rob, can you answer that?
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually making a tool that basically runs off ChatGPT that does a lot of these reports. So, but in the meantime, like if you want to email me the report, I can help you with it. But you do need ChatGPT 4 in order to get the outputs that I showed in the video, basically. So you can obviously go through your brand analytics without it, but yeah, to get those outputs, you do need ChatGPT 4 subscription, which is $20, I believe, a month.
Yeah, that's peanuts, guys. We have a saying in Bulgarian, you cannot catch monkeys with peanuts, but which is even funny because now $20 per month is peanuts for what you got. It creates a lot of stuff that it's gonna take you hours to do that, or even I'm not sure if it's even possible to do it manually. So don't go cheap, guys. Not the time for that. Another question. Let me go to the next one. I think this is for you, Xavier, from Freya Schmidt. Will I need a responsible person in the EU? I think you answered that, but probably Freya missed that.
Yes.
Okay.
By the
What
end
was
of the
the
year,
deadline?
most likely, yes.
Okay, good. So it's better to do it right now, right? Not to wait.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, guys. So another one from Elijah Carter. Do you have any tutorials for getting started with Noverstock? That's for you, Georgi.
We are creating some video tutorials right now, but a better resource is our customer success manager that really can hold your hand through the onboarding process. They will do everything for you, do the setup, help you get acquainted and familiar with the system. I've seen people get onboarded in 2 days, literally, and they start selling. They see immediate increase in profits. I've seen it happen.
Okay, thank you, Georgi. There's actually one question now from me, from Ben Rossi. Can you show a sample of the expansion to your market audit? Okay. Yeah, I can show one. Let me do that just quickly. Okay, guys, so here, let me just show you where it is. Okay, do you see my screen? Okay. So this is like a sample, a brand was sent to us, the brand's called Strapsicle. And this is like a quick market analysis and opportunities. Of course, we're gonna do a much bigger one, but this simply shows like key insights of the market. So the market in Europe is dominated by Chinese sellers. You can see what the total monthly revenue here for the Kindle accessories, like a little over like 400K US dollars, little less than 5 million per year. So this is the whole market share. So like 16,000 units. So we kind of show you the opportunity on the market. Who are your competitors? What is the market share? How many units are sold? How many brands are actually selling that? And if the market is actually fragmented like this case. And the top brands are from China, which is no surprise. So this actually the actual brands that are doing that. And here there is like who is actually winning the buy box, like 20 to 35 euro products, which are fulfilled by FBA. So this is like a short audit that we do in like few hours for our partners, and we can actually tell you what you should do to actually expand to Europe. So this is just the peak of the iceberg. This is like a quick overview, sharing you what is the opportunity and what you should consider. Anybody who has an e-com brand, Amazon brand, or whatever, and they're not selling in Europe, they just need to email us, and our partnership squad are gonna do a quick audit. So this would be the first step. The second thing, hellotax is gonna do the VAT. It's gonna tell you how much you need to pay for VAT. Then Xavier is gonna tell you, what are the compliance requirements, and then the last but not the least, our other partner margin business are gonna tell you what you need to know about localization and translation. So in like 5 pages, you're gonna get all the report about the expansion to Europe. Of course, you need to have some balls to make the next step, but you're gonna have all the stats that you need to make a decision. And like I said, we're gonna send you an email. We're gonna send you an email tomorrow with the follow-up. If you want to get an audit for your brand, just respond to the email, share your brand, either Shopify, link to the website, or your Amazon store. We're gonna tell you in a few days what and how it's gonna work out. We go to the next question. Is there a replay for this? Yes, we're gonna share the recording tomorrow. Everybody's gonna get that in your email with everything that we just discussed, plus more stuff from the giveaways from our partners. Another question from Horisto Taman. By selling into multiple marketplaces, how do you define the strategy of setting up competitive prices across all these platforms? How is the marketplace? How are the marketplaces prioritized based on the profitability? That's for you, Georgi, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question. So I think there were two questions. So the first one for how do you define the strategy and have competitive prices? That's something that, you know, the seller needs to devise the strategy. Our calculator is just a tool that helps them define the final selling price. So in essence, the tool is designed to do exactly that. I would say just email me and we'll show you how the calculator works, because really you don't, I wouldn't say that you prioritize marketplaces. I would say that in some places you will have higher margins. You will have, the calculator can show you missed opportunities where you could have been selling and making profit, big, medium, small, it doesn't matter. It still is profit. And you will be able to change your strategy. So really powerful tool. I wouldn't say you prioritize marketplaces. I would say you sell everywhere where you have profit.
Okay, thanks, Georgi. Another question from Victor Petrov. Okay, somebody from Bulgaria like me and Georgi. So this question for Rob. Hey, Rob, what is the key trend you see in successful and unsuccessful products in brand analytics?
Yeah, so the key trends really, obviously like that funnel comes down to, impressions, clicks, add to carts and purchases. So, key trends really are when you're probably the main thing that I look for is, from base and impressions, making sure you've got the impressions in there, and then basically that to click. So that's the most important thing at the moment, click-through rate of the listing. So if you've got a listing that's, where you've got a good ASIN share and then it's dropping to the click share, that's a red flag. I think most products that I look at that are doing well are desirable for click-through from Amazon, and therefore the click share is higher than the ASIN share, basically. So click-through ratio is click-through rate is massive, like main image, massive, title, etc. Very, very super important, and I think they're the probably biggest things.
Okay, thanks, guys. So I think we're out of questions. Guys, who asked questions, and we're closing shop for today. No questions? Okay, guys. So, like I said, we're gonna share the recording tomorrow. So if you have any questions or would like to discuss in more details with our speakers, either reply or email them directly. We'll share the emails in the chat. I'm also share their LinkedIn so you can actually follow them and connect with them over there. They're sharing a lot of content and tips. And like I said, we're gonna share the giveaways tomorrow. Let me quickly mention those, what we're gonna get, so you know to wait for those. So from hellotax, we're offering 6 free VAT registrations for the first 6 webinar attendees who actually replied to this email. And we're also giving away 6 free expansion to EU audits. So you share your website or brand link on Amazon, we're gonna tell you what and how we can actually expand to the EU. Noverstock is offering 50% off for the first 3 months after the 14-day free trial for anyone from this webinar. We're gonna share the link to sign up there and actually try for free. The value of the giveaway is from 100 to 2,000 US dollars depending on your monthly sales volumes. Keplo is announcing a 20% off for the attendees of the webinar. They can sign up for the beta and use Keplo Friend 20. We're gonna share the code tomorrow. Complizon is offering, as a hellotax partner, 50% off for all their services. You just need to mention hellotax in the webinar. And Rob and Mr. Prime, they're offering to send you all the SOP from today and a free ASIN and improvement video audit for any viewer of the webinar. And the value is £100 per person. You just need to email Rob, rob@mrprime.com. And of course, you don't need to write any of that. Just wait for the email tomorrow because we're gonna have the giveaways from our sponsors as well. So thank you everybody, first to our speakers for joining the webinar tonight, and for the guests and for attendees for actually spending 1 hour and 8 minutes with us. That is one of the quickest webinars I've ever done. I did one with the ladies last time and we stayed for 2 hours. So you guys are all on spot with the perfect topics. And of course, if you guys have any questions, just get in touch with us. But thank you again for joining us tonight. And let's kick off the year now. This is the last day of the month. Now we have 11 more to go, 4 more to the summer. I'm looking for the summer. And adios, everybody. Have a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.